Today we're making French bread pizza. Oh yes, here it is, the loaf. I'll get started, but first I'll show you what it looked like at the end. Two types of pizzas, very tasty, very toasty, and we're getting started right now with a brand new cheese grater that I purchased at Walmart, and that was a whole milk, low moisture mozzarella. The whole brick is going on the loaf of bread there. So here you can see that I am grating the cheese. Oh yes, the tasty mozzarella all the way down to the last piece. Very nice. And for one of the pizzas, I have some fresh mushrooms here. And I'm changing strategies and went with my meat cleaver here. Finally an excuse to use this thing. Probably could sharpen it up. I don't think I ever used it before, but it was fun to use. That, and got some green bell pepper here, trying to clean out some of the veins. As you can see, only the greenest parts for me. And now looking back, I wish I would have did some strips of green bell pepper instead of these little diced up things, but it worked out, and I didn't need a whole lot. But now moving on to some red onion slices here. And thin, I like them really thin, so that's what I did here. You can see that meat cleaver is coming in very handy on the onion. And some green olives. I wanted to get the pre-sliced olives in the jar, but they just didn't look as fresh as these. These ones here, they looked really fresh, so I decided why not just try to slice these up myself. And here we go with the meat cleaver, little knife there. Slicing up green olives. They were very tasty, very salty, and delicious. And you have those little red pimentos in there, which I like too, which basically tastes like everything else in that jar. Very olive-y indeed. And now we're moving on to some sausage. I'm using that Jimmy Dean's there, showing you. Try to get it crispy there. I didn't try to do any kind of particular shape, just kind of crumbled it up and put it on a plate for later. And another purchase, brand new from Walmart. Oh yes, a bread knife for slicing this giant loaf of bread. And that was a nice little purchase there, of course. It worked very well. And my $1 loaf of bread, the freshest one I can get my hands on. Here it is. I'm gonna slice this in half. Trying to focus and make sure I get the right spot, because didn't want to mess up on this and be uneven. So I'm gonna slice it right down the middle, long ways. That brand new knife's working out very nicely. Sawing through, trying to get an even cut there. It's making a little bit of a mess, but that's okay. I did clean that up later. This is little voiceover work. I'm not speaking live, so I recorded it in silence, and now I'm doing the voiceover for the video for your viewing pleasure. Okay, so it looks like now I have some tasty butter to toast up this French bread, smearing the butter all around in every corner. Now seasoning the bread a little bit with some garlic powder and, not filmed here, but black pepper also. Very tasty. I put a lot, which worked out fine. And here it is. I put it in the oven for 425 degrees for 6 minutes, and this is what it looked like. Touching the top, see how it felt? It did not feel as toasty as I wanted it, so I put it back in, and I just kept an eye on it to get the color I wanted. It was kind of toasty there. Here is a intro of all the toppings that I have ready to go. And now it's time to place the sauce on this slice here of bread. I use this Prego brand of pizza sauce because my options were limited. I didn't want to use the spaghetti sauce because I felt like it was too watery, too watered down. So this pizza sauce is very tasty. And less is more when you're putting the sauce on. I made this several times, so if you think you're putting on not enough, it's probably enough. So one thing I do regret on making this is I probably put too much cheese on here. Just a little bit too much cheese. And here we go, putting on some of the toppings. Moving on to some delicious pepperoni. Spreading these around. This is a thick pepperoni. I try to get the ones that would curl up, but just didn't quite work out as the way I planned. But either way, it was very tasty. Very, very delicious pizza here. Adding some jalapenos there, Mount Olive brand. And here it is before it goes into the oven with the other toppings, the mushrooms and all. 425 degrees, to be honest with you, about 12 minutes, keeping an eye on it and putting the broiler on for the last few minutes, keeping a close eye on there till it got to the color I desired. Look, they kind of cooked together right there with the cheese. Very hot, sliding it onto the cutting board. And, of course, adding some red pepper for a little kick. This is all for one person, but I did not eat it all in one setting. This is a very thick bread. I think it would be good to canoe out some of the bread before you put the toppings on. Kind of dig some of the inside of the bread out. So you're getting more of a crusty bread pizza, but it didn't quite look as good on camera doing that way. So this is the whole thing right here. This recipe turned out absolutely delicious. I hope you try this recipe at your own home. And thank you for watching. Give this video a thumbs up. Please subscribe and share my videos. Look at that. It looks delicious because it is delicious. Oh, yes. Try it out. I think you're really going to like it. This has been your host, Tex-Mex Chef, on More Adventure. Thank you for watching.